Aloha friends, it's Robert Stellick with Blue Planet Surf. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about safety gear and equipment to carry on the water, just to be able to call for help if you need it. When we do the channel races like the Maui to Molokai and Molokai to Oahu, a lot of this gear is actually required by the race organizers. You have to carry the gear with you. But even if you're training, a lot of times you're out there pretty far. Even if you're going with friends, you might get separated. So if you do have equipment that fails and you're pretty far offshore and offshore wind, it can be really hard to get back to shore. So it's always really important to have a way to call for help. Even if you're just free riding or in the waves, or so things can happen. So one thing, I always make sure to carry or have my Apple Watch with me, which allows me to make a cell phone call.
Calling emergency services.
Cancel.
No problem. I won't.
Okay, so I cancel it. Sometimes it's hard to use the touchscreen, so just make sure you familiarize yourself with that functionality. But at least that's kind of the minimum I try to have always on me as the watch. I also have one of the new iPhones. I think the iPhone 15 and 16 has the satellite calling capability. So if you don't have cell phone reception where you are on the water, being able to make an SOS call using the satellite or send a message, that's super important. And I just have like a waterproof case that I put the phone into when I go in the water, and always make sure I tether it to something so I can't drop it in the water and lose it. So, but yeah, and also on the cell phone, you want to be aware that sometimes it's really hard to use the screen when you're in the water. So familiarize yourself with making a call when your phone is wet. Another thing that's useful and something that I carry is the Garmin InReach. That was required for one of the races, but it allows you to send messages and send tracking information and call for SOS help using this little InReach device. So same thing, I always have it tethered to my body somewhere so I can't lose it. This is a great tool to have if you are in an emergency situation. There's a button on the side that sends out, if you press this SOS button, it sends out a signal with your location. So the Coast Guard, and it's registered to the Coast Guard as well, so they know who's missing or who you are and where you are, and they can send help quickly. So having one of these also really good. And then another thing that was required by the race organizers was a VHF radio like this one with GPS location. So this one I ordered on Amazon. It's relatively inexpensive, like $100, and it has I'm indoors now, so it doesn't get the reception, but you can get a GPS location, and then you can set the channel. Channel 16 is emergency use, but usually the races will also have race safety boats will have a channel that you can use to call for help if you need it. So this is a good way to communicate on the ocean. If there's no cell phone reception, you can use the VHF radio. And also this one also has this little button in the back here, where if you press this emergency button in the back, it'll continuously send for help and also send your location to potential rescuers. So so probably the most important thing on the water, if you get in trouble, is to be able to call for help. With this, I have like triple or quadruple redundancy. My first choice would be cell phone if there is cell phone reception. Second is using satellite communication, and then VHF is good on the water if there's a boat or something nearby that you can contact. So those are basically the ways to call for help. That's probably the most important. Other things to carry would be some drinks. Like I always carry a water backpack on these longer trips. Having some nutrition, like this is something I like to use, is the Huma Chia energy gels with electrolytes. I like the taste, and it gives me kind of quick energy. safety, like one of these reflective safety blankets, so if you get cold or get hypothermic. Good to have a signaling mirror, like to signal for help. Once again, all these things should be tethered to you. A whistle, to call, to make noise, get some help. For nighttime, there's like a light stick that you can just break and it'll have light, so you can be seen at night as well. Being highly visible is really important as well. Like our Superfly wing, is very colorful, so having a wing that has bright colors, highly visible from a distance, that really helps for wing foilers. And then wearing bright clothing like a rash guard that's like safety orange or yellow or green, that's highly visible. Hat that's visible, all that stuff is important to make sure that you can be seen from far away. And then also having a light. I mean, obviously on your phone you also have a light, so that could use that at night as well to get some help, if you need it. Just always good to have multiple ways to call for help if something happens. You never know. I definitely feel much more confident when I do have all the safety gear in place and have it ready to go and know how to use it. And then, buddy system, using a buddy system and go out with other people, make sure people know that you're out there, and if you're missing, that somebody knows that you're missing. So give people a float plan, go with others, and be safe. Have contingency plans, make a plan, and then if you do all those things, you'll end up having more fun and feel more confident and just be able to enjoy it more without worry. So thank you for watching. Be safe out there. Aloha. See you on the water.